Good morning, everybody. Well, another successful day. Out walking, getting it done. While I was walking today, I was thinking. Some video came on. They were talking about, like New Year's resolutions. I personally am not a New Year's resolution person, but I used to be. I used to make these resolutions, and then I never followed through with them. Never, not once. Well, I only have 35 videos to complete last year's goal. It wasn't a resolution, it was a goal. And that's a daily video every day for 366 days. But it got me thinking, for those of you that do create your New Year's resolutions, I'm forgetting my words here, your New Year's resolutions, why wait? You want a 35-day head start? Start today. If you start today, you'll be 35 days ahead of everybody that waits till January 1st to start. So whatever it is you want to do, get started today, get a head start. You'll be that much quicker at getting it done. Anyway, that's my morning pep talk. That's it. It's a morning pep talk. But now my pep talk is I need some coffee. As you can see, just by the way I'm talking, I definitely need coffee. Here we go. What's up, guys? You might notice a little difference in the video from the opener to now. That's because I did the opener on my phone. Even though I went on my walk today and I took my GoPro, I turned the GoPro on as I'm walking and it said no card. So I left the SD card at the house. Even though I took the camera and the battery and all that with me, I left the SD card at the house. So are the days of my life. Anyway, we'll get to the topic here pretty soon. The topic's more video game stuff. So if you're not into the video game stuff, you might as well just turn it off now. But if you're here, you're here. Anyway, but before that, I do have to talk to you about sport bikers. So this next Tuesday is Giving Tuesday, if you're not familiar with that. And if you're on Facebook, you're going to see a bunch of Giving Tuesdays where people selected to give money to XYZ organization. Well, Support Bikers Inc. is one of those organizations. If you go on there and look, there's probably 4 or 5 of them running right now. So if you want to donate, that's fantastic. If you just want to create your own fundraiser, put in $300 or $500 as your goal to raise. And maybe some of your friends and family can donate to your fundraiser. All that, of course, will go to the Wrecked Rider Fund, which will help wrecked riders all across the country. But I want to get that little piece of housekeeping out of the way before we start talking about video games, which is what I'm talking about today. Anyway, so you guys know I'm going to give you a little history on my video game playing and where I'm going. So this might be a journey that you're interested in. It might be a journey that you could care less about. And that's fine. You don't have to care. But anyway, so I probably told you guys before, I grew up playing video games from Atari to, the Nintendo was like the big one through my era. Like Atari was older, but Nintendo, like Super Mario Brothers, Excite Bike, all those. That was like in my childhood era. And then as I grew up, I kept playing video games, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. But at about 25 years old and PlayStation 2 era, I quit playing video games. I don't know if I outgrew them or what happened. I just ran out of time. Like I didn't have time to sit there and play video games, even though I loved it. Because I remember playing Gran Turismo all the way up to Gran Turismo 2. They were great games. I loved them. They were so much fun. But the only way that I've ever played any of those games is with a controller. So last year when I decided, you know what? Why'd I give up video games? I'm going to get back into video games. I bought a PlayStation 5. With that PlayStation 5 is controllers. The first game I got was Gran Turismo 7 because I love racing. And there are a lot of racing games out there. I can't wait to get into them too. But right now, Gran Turismo 7 is my jam. It's my jam. There you go. But I love the competition of it. In all my other stuff, there was never an online option. Like I couldn't race with people all across the world. That just didn't exist. I could just play the game, beat the levels, get the licenses, buy the cars, earn the money, and that was it. And although Gran Turismo 7 has that aspect to it, It also has the online racing aspect, which I'm having an absolute blast. Now, that being said, I want to throw that controller multiple times a day because it's not always your fault when you crash. Now, don't get me wrong, I screw up plenty, and when I hit somebody, man, like I feel bad. I probably shouldn't care, but I do. I feel really bad. Like, damn it, I didn't mean to hit them. But there are people out there that just hit everybody. Like, just going down the road, and they're like bouncing off of one another. So you've got those jerk-offs to deal with while you're racing on top of, you know, your actual racing. And then you have basically rankings from your driver rating to, what's the other one, SR safety rating or something like that. So you have 2 ratings that go up and down each race. So the more penalties you get, the more accidents you get, the SR goes down. And then, of course, the further up you finish in the field, your driver rating goes up. So I think the driver rating starts at, I don't want to get this wrong, maybe E. I'm a C right now with the controller. So I've been as high as B, and then I got into some accidents and I went back down to C. So that fluctuates all the time, but a lot of times you have zero control over that. Like somebody hits you and that makes you hit somebody else, and then of course that wreck puts you to the back of the field. Not to mention it also gives you penalties for ramming another car even though you had no choice. You get penalized for that. So it's all a ebb and flow, right? And you just got to figure out how it works. And here's the next biggest challenge, right? I have never driven a racing simulator with a wheel, a shifter, and pedals. Now at the arcade, I've driven those. That's a totally different experience, I'm assuming. Like I said, I've never driven one. But it is the way to go. It's more immersive because you can set it to where it looks like you're just looking out the windshield and you can see your hands, and like it's pretty freaking cool. So I'm excited to try it, but I'm also worried because I'm going to have to completely relearn everything I know about racing Gran Turismo because I've only done it on a controller, and I've never done it with the wheel and the pedals and all that. So I'm going to take you guys along with me in this journey of learning how to do it. I will probably be shooting a lot of videos of races and stuff of me learning, like the first time I do it with this. I'll probably share a lot of that learning process with you guys in case any of you ever want to do it. I mean, it's racing. I find myself on YouTube like watching races. Although these are fake cars in a video game, I know there are people behind the wheels, and like some of these races are pretty intense. A lot of these races are way better than a NASCAR race, and that's, you know, millions and millions of dollars. And this is guys sitting in their living room with a controller or with a steering wheel and brake pedals and racing. I think that is really cool. Like, I love the fact that people can race each other all over the world and they don't have to spend $1 million on a car and a race team and all that. They can literally go out and do it. And they have all kinds of competitions. They have competitions that I don't even know about yet because I've not dug that deep into it. So I'm really excited to dig into this. You know, a couple of people have said iRacing. I'm not there yet. I don't have the computer set up for that. I only have the PS5. So I'll tell you what, when I become really good at Gran Turismo, then I'll look at getting a computer and going to iRacing. But for right now, you know what? You master something, then you move on. So my full focus is on Gran Turismo 7 and being one of the top drivers there before I ever want to go to a different one and try to be a top driver there. Anywho, that's it for tonight. Thanks for hanging out. And, of course, we'll see you all tomorrow. Mama Badger's gone tomorrow. She's going to go help Nerdy Badger at school. So I've got work to do and then video games. And then Thursday, Mama Badger's going to Busch Gardens. So I'm home alone for Thanksgiving. Want to guess what I'm doing? Yeah, I'll be practicing racing. Even though I have my steering wheel, my pedals, I don't have my rig yet. And I don't think it's going to get here tomorrow. But still, practicing the tracks, like braking points, all that stuff it's just learning. So anywho, that's it, guys. On to my next adventure. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all tomorrow.